I'm surprised this is way behind. I just fixed my thing like 5 or 10, 15 seconds ago. Okay, doing my week 15, starting week 15. I guess it is. And then next week at 16. All right. I don't know if anybody's going to come in here this morning. I probably won't be on very long. I don't have a lot to talk about. I have, let's see, this is the start of my, hi, Dawn. How are you doing? Start of my 15th week for Carnivore. Have not lost anything, not a pound. I look at my face, it's all swelled up. My eyes are swelled up. I just had a cup of my salt water, which is giving me a little bit of a little bit of energy. So at least I'm able to get up and do some stuff. Yeah, you can see, and I've still got this. You can't see it as bad today as you could yesterday. It supposedly that is from insulin resistance. Some of the signs. Oh, that's all right. I started the AB30 August. What's that? I don't know what it is, Dawn. AB30 August challenge. Well, yeah, you can see, look at my neck. So this is all, I noticed that my skin is starting to sag all of a sudden. Yesterday, I noticed it was just suddenly everywhere to start. So I don't know what's going on. Got some weird stuff going on. Put that over there. But I'm getting some things done around the house, which is good. Getting plants replanted. I have to take a lot of breaks because I know yesterday I was starting to slow down again. I am taking the ketones, exogenous ketones. This is from yesterday. I didn't finish it all. I just put it in the fridge because this will keep ice in it for 2 days if I keep it in the fridge. But this has got some exogenous ketones in it. I didn't do my coffee today. I'm trying a little bit of everything. No, it's not hives. Paul Saladino. I've heard of him. I'll check it out. Thank you, Don. Yeah, I hardly ever go in my Proton anymore. Ooh, I do, but just not very. I don't go in my email at all. When I'm summertime, I'm really busy, so it's like, what's email? What was I going for? Oh, Dr. Heisen, starts with an H. Bald guy. I don't know why. I have a block for that guy's name. I cannot remember it. Anyway, he was talking. I played some of his videos. He was talking about, he says, coffee can keep your cortisol or your is it cortisol? No, your insulin elevated in the morning. He said, put it off and don't have it for some time after you get up. I've been up for 2 hours, so it should be safe to have coffee now. Oh, animal-based diet. Okay, that's BBBE, beef, butter, bacon, eggs. Kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Yeah, and Dr. Barry also talks about the BBBE. I did that for a month. I cut out my dairy. I cut out coffee. I cut out, what else? I cut out my sweeteners for a month. Nothing changed. Nothing. That was second or third month. Must be my second month. I actually was still gaining weight doing that. And Dr. Barry yesterday in his question and answer thing that I played, he told somebody, well, just fast. Well, there's a gal, Courtney. No, it's not Courtney Luna. I can't think of her name. She's another gal that does the Carnivore. I can't think of her name off of my hand, but she's the one who has the husband who has to fast 2 weeks out of a month. So for half a year, he's not eating anything. It's like, really? If things are that broke, you're not going to fix them by just not eating. If they're that broken, it ain't happening. because he's been doing that for a long time. It was the only way he could lose weight. Well, if losing weight was the only effect and he still has to do it or he gains weight, why bother? Why bother? What a pain in the butt. Total pain in the butt that is. Yeah, I'm using a vibration plate, which is supposed to be the best lymphatic massage you can do. I have to do that today yet too. I'll just turn the TV on and watch TV for like, because I put it on like at 50, just until it starts hurting. And then I'll watch TV for 15 minutes because that's what it's set for, is 15. I don't feel like fiddling with it, so I just let it go for 15. But yeah, it's well, when I did, like I said, when I first started keto, it took 5 months before anything kicked in and I started losing weight. And I wasn't even trying. I was just doing a keto. Same thing every day, and somewhere around the 5 month mark, I all of a sudden started losing weight. Was it because I was taking the D3? I don't remember, honestly. Because I think if I had I think I did have, I can't remember if I had the I can see it and I can read it, but I can't say it. What's going on? I can see the word in my head and I can read it. And psoriasis. What is, man, my brain is losing it. When I had that, I can't remember if I had lost my weight by then or not. I just don't remember. So, but my voice thing, that's still going on for what, 2-3 months now. Well, I got sick. When I got sick with the throat thing, that was the second day I was doing carnivore. And I got past that. It took 2 or 3 weeks, but my voice has been doing this ever since. It's been getting gravelly, then it'll clear up. So it's basically a phlegmy thing going on. So I've still got some kind of inflammation going on. I don't know, from meat. Yeah, maybe I should cut out all meat. Then I can just have water for the rest of my life. Yeah, there's nothing else to cut out. There just isn't anything to cut out. We're at the bottom of the barrel. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was eating a lot the first month. I was doing the recommended amount of daily calories. Oh, they don't have anything like that around here, Dawn. And that vibration plate will do it. If you've ever stood on one, because as much fat as I've got in my body right now, this floppy, flippy, frickin' flat fat, it massages those lymph nodes probably more than they need. Because it's a flopping around and it's so wherever your lymph nodes are at. Well, this stuff here, the insulin resistance, that stuff, the symptoms of that's on the back of my neck, on my chest, it goes under my bra, which is classic apparently for insulin resistance, under my arms, and it itches because of skin growth. It's like excess skin growth. The skin grows really fast, so it itches. And I think that is built in so that is where a lot of the lymph nodes are. So you're scratching, right? As you're scratching, you're activating those lymph nodes. I think that's the purpose of that, with the body doing it. I've got a little yearling buck out here, little skinny guy. He needs to gain some weight. He's looking for food. It's good. 3-point, little 3-point buck. I don't know how it sounded like. It looked like he heard me burp. Excuse me. My cherry tree. On the East Coast, I don't know how many points that is, but on the West Coast, it's a 3-point. Anyway, yeah, so I'm working on that. And I got to check my email today to see because Dr. Barry said that yesterday they started sending out acceptance letters for doing the health coaching. I'll be a piss poor health coach if I can't fix myself. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the health coaching. I'll talk to them about it. I think I'll send them an email, let them know what's going on. But I decided, well, I'll try fasting for a few days because he did do that. He did say to try fasting. And I was doing fasting once a week, which of course did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Was I surprised? No. because it never does anything. I get no results from anything I try. Nothing. Although I shouldn't say that. No, because the salt in the morning helped give me a little bit of energy. Out of all the things, a half teaspoon of salt a day in my water. Here's my empty cup. Had it already. And then had ketones on top of that. So yeah, the lymph massage thing, I think I'm okay with it because I know people that had problems with their lymph nodes, they swear by the and that's the main reason I'm using the plate is for that, because I'm not doing any exercise on it. The with insulin resistance, it's tied in with cortisol and stress. That I know. That's why I'm having such a hard time. I'm not under stress right now. I mean, any more than usual. Fasting is a massive stress on the body. So it worries me to do fasting. And some people say you shouldn't. When you're in this condition, you're not supposed to ever fast. So you've got the two different sides. One that says, yeah, fast, fast, fast. The other one says, no, no, no. So I don't know what's going on in that regard. So I'll try things randomly just to see if my body's adjusted to certain things. And this is just what I'm talking about is something that one of you guys out there that's working on carnivore is probably dealing with. I don't know how many of us percentage wise there are, but I don't think there are too many. Thank God there are too many of us out there. I've always had problems losing weight. What worked for everybody else did not work for me. I did the HCG diet. I had to get down to 400 calories a day to lose weight. And that wasn't right away. It took, I don't remember how long it was. It was many weeks of doing HCG and 400 calories a day, avoiding all fat. I remember boiling meat to get all the fat out of it. And it was a half pound of hamburger or something. That's all I ate a day for weeks and weeks and weeks. And one day I was up, it was in October at the Oktoberfest with my friend Renee. I had a fanny pack on and I was actually trying to lose weight and I was way smaller than I am now, trying to lose weight. Anyway, I was standing there doing something and my fanny pack literally fell off my body. And the lady I was talking to just looked at me like, it was like, how did you do that? And it's like, I just dropped the weight that fast. Like my body weight shifted that quickly. It was really weird, but it wasn't sustainable. You need something sustainable. People have proved that carnivore is sustainable, but if I don't ever lose weight on it, why stick with it? Why not go back to eating something that's a little bit more variety? I could, as long as I'm sleeping at night, I know what to avoid is the seed oils. As long as I'm sleeping at night, I'm not really getting a lot of difference from carnivore, which is disappointing. I was expecting it by this time a little bit more. I'm at 3.5 months. We'll see. It's been a long, in dietary wise, it feels like I've been doing it for half a year. It feels like it's been forever. I'm not gonna kid you. I like that I can just eat something and I'm done. I just eat something and I'm done. It's like, yes, thank goodness. I got the meat down. I am adding a lot more fat to my diet. So when I do eat, I'm like, if I'm eating steak, like yesterday, I had some steak for supper. I had leftover seafood fettuccine for breakfast, which was around, I think, around 12. I still don't eat very early. I need to shift my eating window a little bit and get it so I'm not eating in the evening. But I decided today I'm going to work on fasting. I might. So, well, I haven't ate anything yet. I'll try fasting today, and if I can get through today, which I can. It's not that hard. Because a lot of times when I'm eating, I'm just barely hungry. It's like, oh, I guess I should eat something. So anyway, yeah. So I decided I might do fast for a day or two and see what happens, just so that when I talk to mainly really relating to this is so when I talk to Ken Berry, I'll just say I did that and it's not working because I don't expect it to work. It didn't before. It might. You never know. It might surprise me. It might be a pleasant surprise. I'll be drinking my ketones and I'll be drinking tea. I do think the stall on this is the reason I'm not doing well. I'm not getting the benefits everybody else has. I don't have the burst. Oh, I feel like walking. No, I don't have that. I don't have that yet. It's for me getting out of bed, brushing my hair, washing my face, feeding the animals, getting dressed, doing the Bible study, And then now in the last week and a half to 2 weeks that I've been doing the salt water and the ketones, I'm like, okay, now I got things I need to do. I need to wash the windows. I look around, see things I need to do, and I'm actually able to do them. Where a couple weeks ago, that never even crossed my mind. I just look at the piles of crap around here and go, I can't, don't have it, don't have it. I want to do it, I don't have it. And at summertime, I'm wasting every day as a waste because I'm not getting anything done. And that was pressure. That was a stress, big stress, not being able to do anything. Literally, they say, oh, after you eat, go for a 10-minute walk. How? How? I literally do not have that energy yet. I've got energy to do a few things, sit down, do things, sit down. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because I've never been like this before, ever. I can't remember ever being like this before. Even, before I did carnivore or keto, I was not like this. I could at least get up and do things, walk the hill. That's like an impossibility. I know it was yesterday walking across the field to take, I had a wagon. I was taking some planters and putting them in a shed. My legs hurt. And it wasn't from lack of exercise. They just hurt. And it's like, that's not supposed to be happening. What the hell is going on? My heels, my right heel, when I get up, I can't put weight on it. All of us the last 2 weeks, can't put weight on my heel. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Never been this out of shape, ill, physically weak as I ever have in my whole life as I am now. I used to fight fires. I would fight fires. My job for 15 years was a laborer. I did men's work at the park. I was the only girl most of the year. I was the only girl. I didn't like it. I didn't do it long, but sawing, using a chainsaw, digging ditch type things, helping build rooftops, stuff like I was like that. I get home because I was always trying to lose weight and couldn't do it. And I probably was a size 9 then. Yours is in your left heel since February. Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's at the very back. After I've walked for a while, it goes away. Like it went away within about 15 minutes, but it's been going on for the last week, maybe two. I think it's weeks. Could be the salt I'm using or the ketones, something in that. I don't think so because everything in the ketone mix I've had before. The salt I've had before. I don't know what it is. No, I'd walk up Gold Hill, which was you start out at 1,400 feet and go up to 3,800 feet. So I'd walk that every day as fast as I could. Usually take me 45 minutes. And my good was, hi Eunice, how are you doing? Oh, good. You got therapeutic pool. Very nice. Yeah. So where is it coming from? 1 foot. I've had it before, but it was a long time ago when I was eating crap food, and it came from crap food. So I don't know where it's coming from, which is weird. Um, I'd walk the hill or hike the hill, I guess, because I was walking as fast as I could. And I would walk around the circumference of town, which is like 3.5 miles, and I would lift weights. And I'd do that every single day, every single day, every single day. Never lost anything. Never firmed up, never lost a pound. I even had before and after pictures because I joined a contest. And it was like, yeah, it's not happening. I'm not built like everybody else is. And the doctors didn't believe me when I told them I couldn't lose weight. They said, well, stop eating, or no, they said, stop eating so much. I was probably eating 500 to 600 calories a day. It's like, okay, where do I cut? They didn't believe me. When I started getting heavy, they did not believe that I wasn't eating, but it's coming out now. Yes, calories in, calories out is not a real thing. If you've got good mitochondria, who's that doctor? Who was I listening to yesterday? Oh, it was Dr. H. I'll just call him Dr. H because I can't remember his name. He was talking about studies they did on people that have type 1 diabetes that would take just enough insulin to live, but they'd lower their insulin shots. And he said they could eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and never gain. They would stay thin. It's the insulin, that hormone of insulin really messes with you. And when when your body's refusing to recognize the insulin that's in it, insulin resistance, I'm resistant to it, it's going to keep pumping that crap out. And I could eat one mushroom a day and gain weight. It's that stinking hormone. So I've got to get that hormone down. Oh, you went to a foot doctor in June? Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it from sitting. I get it from laying in bed. And it just started. Your physical therapy starts on the 11th. Peter Atia had a foot specialist on to talk about toe strength and proper shoes. Interesting video. I'm going to do the toe exercises now. Ah, cool. Cool. Yeah, it's a heel thing. It's like it's really weird. It's like a stabbing pain just in my very bottom of my heel, like the bone's sensitive. And I'm thinking, oh, what? I'm not eating anything. So it makes me wonder if there's something environmental that's affecting me. It might be an environmental thing. What have I done lately? I was using a spray stuff, grease cutter outside. Maybe it was the grease cutter that affected me because when you're using a paper towel to wipe things off, I always would come in and wash my hands because it makes my fingernails crack if I let stuff gets on my nails. And that might be what it was that triggered it. I haven't used it. Let's see. Did I use it yesterday? Yes, I did. I use it to clean my countertops because now that I'm doing carnivore, everything gets greasy, even with the fan on. You get grease everywhere. So you're having to use grease cutter to clean everything. And I don't like putting on rubber gloves because they make my hands stink really bad. Really bad. I hate that. But yeah, so it might be that stuff. I might be reacting to the chemicals in that because I am more sensitive to things like pulling weeds. I got the hives all over my skin. My arms swelled up and I got hives from pulling weeds. And I had a shirt, the t-shirt I was wearing, I had to take it off because just touching it with the insides of my arms, I was reacting to the weed oils on my shirt. And a few days later, I picked it up to throw it in the dirty clothes, or it was on top of my hamper. I don't know why I left it there. I think I kept it separate. I was afraid of washing it with other clothes. But anyway, I just picked it up and it hit my arms. And immediately, this is days later, it immediately started, it felt like little prickles all over my arms. Threw it in the dirty clothes. ASIC shoes. I don't have any arches. Yeah, I don't have any arches. I have flat feet. A lot of abused kids have flat feet because a sign of cortisol, super high cortisol, that is you have weak toes. Who knew? I think standing on the edge of a stairway, holding the sides and raising yourself up, that will strengthen your calves and strengthen your toes big time. And it's not that hard to do. I used to do it all the time. High cortisol levels that are sustained high and don't go down, that stress, like abused kids, you get that fight or flight thing that doesn't stop. And this is a thyroid. Like when they say, I'm thinking that thyroid is not a standalone thing. I think cortisol. The more I'm learning over the years, about hypothyroidism, which I've had since I was a kid, I had all the symptoms of it, is that it is from stress. The cortisol levels, the elevated cortisol, consistent, sustained cortisol levels cause hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism is not a standalone issue. It is high cortisol. It's adrenal fatigue. And they don't even teach adrenal stuff in medical colleges anymore. They stopped a few years ago. Why? Because it makes them more money to treat individual problems that are side effects of adrenal fatigue. Carpal tunnel, chronic fatigue, migraines, flat feet, ligament and tendon problems, heart problems. There's some major ones that happen. It's just enlarged heart. You take thyroid medicine, because what happens is the cortisol makes the cells block everything but absolute life-saving necessity access to tiny little amounts of your hormones, your thyroid, your sex hormones, all those hormones. It's blocking it. They're there. You'll test out, follow this, or you got the hormones. It must not be hypothyroidism. Well, they're there, but you can't. Your body won't let you use them. So they're there, totally useless. and in some cases pump out way too much because it can't get in. And that's what's going on with the insulin resistance. My body is saying, no, you can't get in there. No, no, no. That's resisting the insulin that's there. So what happens? The body says, oh, crap, it's not working. We need more insulin. So it bombards with that's what's happening. It's because of stress. I'll guarantee you, I don't know how long it's going to take, because I've thought about this for literally decades, what's going on and how this cascading failure system is all coming from stress. Because people I know, like the people that have lipedema, stress. It's stress. That's why the body's doing that freaky weird stuff with the fat. It's all coming from stress. And something I did learn from Dr. Berg years ago, he says, just because you've had a lot of stress and it goes away and finally you can breathe, oh, the stress is gone, life is great again. He says, just because the stress is gone does not mean the effects are gone. Your body grabs onto it and holds it. How nice. How nice. Yeah. It's just like a little turncoat. Your body gets to be a little turncoat. It's like your enemy. Anyway, it'll hold on to that stress effect. And you have to leach that out of the body. You have to figure out a way to get that stress out of the body, because the system still thinks it's there. So that's something I've noticed, that it's like, I've known that for a long time. When my mom was still alive, we were talking about it. I remember going for a walk right past the house there one day. I think it was the last time we went for a walk, telling her about that. And when I could walk, when I was able to have the energy to walk, we walked. And my mom's 80 years old, and she had more energy than my dad. Supposedly had massive heart problems and was able to climb up that stinking hill faster than I could. Yeah. Anyway, this the stress area. When I was a kid, my arches fell, because what happens with prolonged stress, I don't know what I should call it, because it's the same thing. Thyroid and cortisol level, they're tied into just cortisol, I guess. Your ligaments and tendons start to stretch. And I can't remember why. I used to know why, but they will start stretching. So what happens? Your feet, here, you've got these tendons that run through here, right? To snap everything back. They start stretching out. And so your foot, that arch where those tendons are usually pulling and taut, naturally starts stretching out, and you get a flat foot. And then you get cankles. People with flat feet have cankles. And when I found out that Hillary Clinton, they called her cankles, I knew instantly she had thyroid adrenal problems. I knew immediately, because it's a side effect. And the cankles are a result of stretched out ligaments and tendons. Can they snap back? I don't know. I never did, but I've always been sick. I've been sick all my life. I've had drive. I've had tons of drive. Don't have much ambition, but I've got drive. I push myself hard to get things done. It's like a bull pushing against a wall. I don't have energy, but I've got drive. It's like I will push and put, and that's fight. It's like that fight or flight thing. That's what it is. It's that pushing, and that's stress. So yeah, that all ties in. So I've got to cool back on that. I've got to pull back on the drive to get things done, because it's like I just do it. Like when my back would hurt before I started Carnivore, from my car wreck. I had, oh boy, massive back spasms from the car wreck I was in. They were there all the time. My back hurt 24/7. I just learned to kind of ignore it. But there were times when I did things, I would get out and work, especially if I had my head down, like washing dishes, holding something up with my head down. Well, when I got rear-ended, my head was down a little bit to the side. I had my hands on the steering wheel, and I know I saw him in the mirror. I don't remember it. Even when it happened, I didn't remember it, because I didn't know what had happened when I got rear-ended. Had bad brain damage from it. But my head was at a certain angle, and my arms were holding onto the steering wheel. And so anytime I would do something like that, even up to a few months ago, I'd start getting severe back spasms. And once that started up, it wasn't going away. And I had to work. Like if I had a lot to do that day, I would just push myself through it because I knew if I sat down, I'd be done. I would just spaz out. My back would be like rock hard and I'd be out. So I just take some Aleve when I went to bed, and by morning that would have unloosened it. Oh, I loved it. Eunice, I used to love it. Thyroid, bad thyroid and adrenals cause no sleep. I'll tell you what, remember Dr. Pepper, 10, 2, and 4? Remember that? 10, 2, 4 was always on their bottle or on their can, 10, 2, 4. Those are the times when people that have adrenal stress tip over night and day. You wake up at 2 in the morning between 2 and 4, you're going to have a pattern where you wake up and can't go back to sleep. That's adrenal. Thyroid, adrenal. You're not going to get good sleep when you have bad thyroid or adrenal. You just don't. I never did. Doing carnivore has given me the best sleep I've ever had in my whole life, ever, even as a kid. Let's see. Poor sleep habits can affect the thyroid. Well, it's kind of a catch-22 because yeah, eating sugar will keep your butt awake all night. If you eat sugar too late at night, yeah, I found that out when I was on keto. If I had something I wasn't supposed to have, I'd go out somewhere with somebody and I had somebody had something with sugar in it, like 5 o'clock. My brain firing off all night. 5 o'clock in the morning, finally go back to sleep or get to sleep. Yeah, sugar will do that. It's an excitotoxin. Yeah, I like doing forester. I liked working. I just liked working. I like keeping busy and doing things. So yeah, it's just such a switch to be where I'm at now. It's like I'm doing carnivore and getting worse almost. So it's like like I said, until I started the salt. So it might be, I have noticed too, I don't know what's going on. I need to find out what's happening, but for some reason, I'm using up a lot of magnesium. I've got magnesium. In this, what I do is I fill this with ice. Then I'll put a half teaspoon of my, um, what do you call them? Electrolytes mix. It's some magnesium, potassium, and salt. I'll put a half teaspoon over the ice. Then I'll pour in either water or soda water and drink on that. And I might not be getting, might need to use a whole teaspoon, but I don't like the taste when it's 1 teaspoon at a time. I'll just have to drink 2 of these with that in there. But I've noticed that if I stretch, my calves are cramping and different muscles are cramping. So I know that I've got a magnesium. I'm low on magnesium. Oh, really? Your family could eat honey and you couldn't? Well, yeah, insulin resistant. I think what they say, like 80 or 90% of Americans have it and don't even, I didn't know until what, 3, 4 weeks ago. I had no idea. I thought because I was eating carnivore keto that I was fine. I wasn't eating sugar. So why would I have insulin resistance? And I think it's the stress. It's literally the stress. Your body goes into a stress mode, your insulin goes up. I was watching Dr. Boz yesterday. She said everything makes your insulin go up. She goes, my gosh, if you don't have it under control, she said that go to the bathroom can make your insulin go up. It's like, really? So just basically opening my eyes is triggering my insulin. It's just insanity. But I'm going to I think I'm going to be doing the fasting today and maybe tomorrow. But I'm going to do my ketones. I'll be doing these and no coffee. Some say coffee raises it. Some say they don't know. So basically they don't know. It's all trial and error. You have to do it on yourself. And I'll be doing the papaya leaf tea because it all ties back also into a fatty liver, which used to be the realm of alcoholics got fatty liver from all the sugar from the alcohol they drank. And there's a lot of sugar in alcohol. So they would get that fatty liver from that. And they never saw it in people that didn't drink until fairly recently. What does that tell you? What have they been doing to our food? So it's been going on a long time. But like I said, stress is another trigger for that. So the way I figured it out, well, I watched Dr. Boz talking about the side of what the symptoms of insulin resistance were. And I don't even know why I was watching it because I didn't think I was insulin resistant, but it was one of the ones I was watching. And she's like, if you've got the breakout here goes under, mine goes right under my boobs, right under there. I got it under my armpits. They call it something nigricans, a darker skin. I did just got the darker skin. I didn't used to have it there until a few years ago. There, the back of my neck. Like I said, on the insides of the thighs at the juncture. And she said that rash there is, she just itches because that's symptoms of insulin resistance, which I had never in my whole life heard before. I thought it was leftover psoriasis. I thought, okay, I got rid of almost all my psoriasis. I just have these patches. Well, in the last year, it's got worse. It got a lot worse. And I just thought it was psoriasis. So I just made sure I was wolfing down my D3, which is what cured the whole body stuff. And I turned, because I thought, no, I was watching a Dr. Berg video about 3 months ago. No, it was before I started Carnivore, about 4 or 5 months ago. He said that is a fungal infection. I thought, well, I lived in Florida. It's possible because like behind the ears too. I got it behind the ears and in my ears. And that was the first place I had this breakout before I ever got psoriasis. It was from 20 years ago being in Florida. And he said, take rice. He said, wash it really good and then put it in a glass and cover it with, I don't remember, 1 cup of rice to 3 cups of water or something, and let it sit on your counter for several days. He says that will kill the fungal infection. So I did that. You just take a thing and you rub it on, and on my scalp too, because I have this on my scalp, and nope, didn't help. And I did it again, didn't help. And I'm like, that was before I found out about the insulin resistant stuff. Well, maybe some fungal infections is manifested that are manifested that is are manifested that way, but this is not a fungal infection. Or if that works and it's not working for me, then that tells me it's not what they're saying it is. So that's when I looked, and anyway, I found the insulin resistance. And when I thought, yep, I've got all those places where they're saying it's where that's a manifestation of insulin resistance. And then she said, take your thumb and push it on your shin. And she didn't finish her sentence. She went on something else, and I pushed on my shin for a second and pulled my thumb up, and it left a big dent. And she says, push your thumb on your shin for a minute, 1 minute, hold it there, take your thumb away. And if you got a dent there, then you've got insulin resistance. Well, I did it for 2 seconds and I had it was, so it's bad, right? And I'm looking, and even in the skin even took the thumbprint off my thumb. I could see my thumbprint on there. But she said, you don't put fat on your shins. It's not fat. She says, nope, people do not put fat on your shins. So if you've got a thumbprint mark there, you know you've got insulin resistance. It's a side effect of insulin resistance, which I did. So, yeah. I never got positive results. I didn't get the brain clarity. I didn't get the boost of energy. Everybody talks about these great things from fasting on keto. It's like, I never got any of that. Unfortunately, I was looking forward. I just got to where I don't have expectations anymore because everything works for everybody else. And it doesn't. It's the weird. It's like I'm cursed. It's the weirdest thing. Tea tree oil of oregano is supposed to be good for fungus and apple cider vinegar. I've tried a lot. Well, silver hydrosol kills fungus. This isn't a fungus, or it would be dead. So anyway, yeah, it's oil of oregano. A lot of people like that. You can use a lot of different things, do a lot of different benefits. It's not going to hurt you, that's for sure, unless you do too much of it. But yeah, so when I did the fasting, it's easier. It's much easier because when you're doing keto, you don't really eat that much. And if you're in ketosis, I know it was one of the first things I noticed with keto when I was doing keto. Long time ago when I first started, I remember I was doing something back when I had energy. Actually, I had energy back then. I was doing something. I was busy outside and I started getting hungry. It's like, oh crap, I didn't eat yet. It was probably around 4 o'clock. Seems like it was around 4 in the afternoon because I'd eat between 1 and 4. And I thought, oh, I'll just eat something when I get done with this task because I felt, you're a little bit hungry. Well, I got done with the task, went on to another task, went on to another task, came in the house. It was 7 o'clock. And I remember thinking, oh, I forgot to eat, but I wasn't hungry. And I realized what happens with ketosis, why people lose weight with keto is because you teach your body, excuse me, your body shifts from using sugar for fuel to fat. So the fat on your body, it will kick in and start using that fat. And some itching. I'm just itchy. So you've got if you're eating most carbohydrates, they process into sugar in the body, into glucose. So if you're going to eat like a carrot, there's a lot of natural sugar in that. That's glucose. Your body will burn that instead of burning fat. It will burn that. So, or bread, especially anything like that. There's simple sugars. Your body just uses that for fuel, and off you go. And after a few hours, you get hungry again. You eat some more. It's kind of like eat, work, eat, work. You keep eating and doing that. But with keto, if you fast, a lot of times it kicks your body, your metabolism into gear, which sounds the opposite of what it should be, but it seems to kick people into high gear. So not eating at that time, my body was actually grabbing the fat and using it. And it just shocked me because I was 7 o'clock. I hadn't eaten since the day before and I wasn't really hungry. And I realized, oh, well, my body is doing what it's supposed to do. It's using fat for fuel. So I didn't get hungry. So now thinking about it, doing a fast now, I should be fat adapted. I should be adapting to burning fat for fuel, right? I should be after 3.5 months of no carbs, because meat doesn't have carbs in it. I think my cream might have, they say it can have a little bit. And I've been having cream. I was using cream for fat because I don't get enough fat in my diet. And I couldn't do it, but I can't eat enough butter to get the amount of fat I need. So cream was a nice side effect. I could make creme brulee, which I haven't since the first day, but cream in my coffee. That's how I got my morning. That's how I got my fat for my day. And if I needed fat, like when I was trying to track my calories and make sure I was eating enough, when I did that, it's a calorie tracker to make sure it's because I don't eat enough. So when I did that, it was extremely difficult for me to just keep up maintenance calories. Most of the time I couldn't do it to where you maintain your weight without losing. It's supposed to be a maintenance calorie amount. And I've never ate that much in my whole life, ever. It was like 1,600 calories a day. And I was like, are you kidding me? Ugh. So I would end up just chugging cream. I'd get a quarter cup of cream and just chug it down to get the calories in and the fat because I couldn't get it any other way. It was like, yeah, this diet is not fun in that regard. Yeah, meat, steak still tastes good, which is good. I have seafood. I was having it once a week. I hadn't had it for a few weeks, but yeah, I probably won't eat today. For bug bites, the best thing for that is my A+. Mosquito bites too. It'll make them stop itching right away. I did track my macros, Eunice. The first 2 months I tracked my macros to make sure I was getting enough calories in. I did the best I could. And then the second month I dropped it because what's her name? I'm having problems thinking today. Holly, I want to call her Holly. Kelly. I have a sister named Kelly, and I can't remember the stupid name. Holly, Kelly Hogan. He said, you get your calories up where they're supposed to be, hold them there for a month, and then cut by 100 to 200 calories a day. Just cut it. So I was eating 200 calories less for that first month, barely getting up to my maintenance calories. I gained about 20 pounds. She goes, don't worry about it. It'll go away. It hasn't. It'll go away. You'll lose it. No, it hasn't. I'm still packing it. So anyway, the first month I got my calories as high, as close as I could to 1600. Usually I was right there. I could get there within about 50 calories or 100 if I really pushed it. Um, so the next month I cut by, I think 150 was my average cut. Sometimes it would be 200 calories a day. And that's supposed to help you start losing weight. It didn't. I was still gaining a little bit of weight. For the first couple of weeks, I was still gaining a little weight. Um, but I am where I am right now. And I'm right at 200 to 199.5. I've been that way. I'm just weighing myself once a week now. It's staying right there. It's not budging. And it's not budging. I'm noticing my arms. I'm putting on fat, I think, because my arms are getting fatter. I can see it. I can see the fat on my arms. So I must be getting a little muscle, but I'm getting fat. I've got because it's now it's like rubbing against my body where it wasn't doing that a month ago. My leg is the same way. So my body composition is changing horribly. Uh, oh yeah, it's you know what? I had to start eating breakfast to get up to that amount. It shocked me. And some people, it's like Kelly Hogan, she's she said it mystifies her how people cannot eat enough calories. She goes, I could eat all day. I love to eat. I was like, I hate to I hate eating. Um, she said that there's a whole bunch of people out there that just can't stop eating, right? And then there's people like you and I, Don, who don't eat enough. Undereaters tend to be more overweight than overeaters, which is interesting because the body hangs on to every calorie. Um, yeah, what I did with mine, usually as soon as I got done eating, I would go enter it in the my fitness pal because it was fresh in my mind exactly how much I ate. And instead of writing it down, I'd just get on the computer and write it in. And they have it for the phone, so you could do it on your phone too. So you could do it at work or whatever. And sometimes I would plan ahead. It's not always, but I would plan ahead what I was going to eat the next day. So I already had an idea. Like breakfast would be bacon and eggs. I haven't had bacon and eggs for weeks. I'm not eating breakfast anymore. So, um, you had a small baseball state, sweet potatoes. Yeah, the sweet potatoes. Yeah, the sweet potatoes will do you in. You can't eat those on well, even on keto, you can't eat them on keto either. All the carbs in them blow you right out. Go find out what one sweet potato has. You're not supposed to have more than 20 carbs a day on keto. Um, yeah, just one sweet potato. I think I can't remember. Let me look it up real quick. Let's go do it real quick because I want to see. I'm curious. Let's go see. Let's see. Is that the right one? No. Let's see. Do a error. Oh, let me pop out my chat first so I don't lose it. You're on ABD. Oh yeah, I gotta look that up. I hate sweet potatoes. Just so you know, I hate sweet potatoes. I hate yams. Ugh, yucky, yucky. I know my sister loves them. Let's see. I don't want to do that. How do I pop? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna pop out chat. Chat popped out, so I won't lose you guys while I'm talking. I'm smurfing. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I had you guys on top chat, so I probably missed some of your comments. Peeled boiled sweet potato. Yuck. Yuck. Okay, I want to share. Let's share. This one here. Okay. Okay, let's go see. What'd you say? 4 tables? Oh, where'd it go? Hang on. 4 tablespoons. Okay, that's a quarter cup. That might not be too many. 27 grams. Those 4 went over your daily limit of carbs. 3 of them might have been all right if that's all you ate that day. You got a lot of potassium in them. See, 1 cup. Let's see. Make sure that might be for the cup. Let me see. I want to make sure. I'll just go to my Fitness Pal. Hopefully it doesn't make me sign in. If it does, ugh. Why do you need an email address and a password? Oh, stupid. Of course, it's the right one. It's in the freaking system, you retard. No, we'll just go back. We'll go see if we'll find it here. Water aerobics 5 times a week, beginning Monday. Well, that'll be fun. I love water. I love swimming. If I won the lottery, I'd put a swimming pool in. You ate a lot of cabbage and cauliflower on keto and cream cheese and butter. I didn't eat a lot of cream cheese. I ate some. I ate cabbage. I did like steamed cabbage. And when I had salad, I would shred cabbage and put it in my green salad so it had some texture. I would buy cauliflower and and it was expensive. I would buy heads of cauliflower and I'd buy broccoli and it would just rot away in my fridge. I wouldn't eat it. I got down to where I was just eating salad. Ate peanuts and half apple and blood sugar went to 1. Yeah, well, apple. The apple has a ton of, well, let's go look. How many carbs in half an apple? Yes, they're full of sugar. You can't eat apples on keto at all. "13 grams of carbs in half an apple, depending on the size. A medium apple has 25 grams of carbs. And your peanuts, how many? Excuse. How many carbs in peanuts? A cup has 24 grams. Half a cup. Who eats like a half a cup? I guess a half a cup would be probably half a cup would be about, so I think how many teaspoons? In moderation, you can have it, but you have to remember your whole day, you can only have 20 carbs in a whole day. So if you're a person that likes salted peanuts and you can't stop eating them, it's a bad idea to even start. Half an apple and 30 peanuts. Okay, let's see. How many, let's see if it gives you by the peanut. Oh, see, I weighed a lot of my stuff. I weighed my wheat, my meat and stuff. Doesn't want to give you 1 ounce. Let's see. So 30 peanuts. So it says 20. Let's see how many 20 has. 42 grams. The recommended limit for how many peanuts you should eat per day is 42 grams of peanuts. 16 peanuts is 42 grams. I don't know if they're saying that's carbs or weight. It's not saying. Well, let's see how, we'll just look it up. How many carbs in 30 peanuts? So that's the thing with keto. You have to be really careful to track your carbs. 16 or 6 to 13 grams. So you had, we'll say in the middle of the road, say 10 grams of carbs from the 30 peanuts, and then what you got from the apple. So yeah, just that apple and the peanuts right there blew your keto. Yep, that blew your keto. 20, yeah, it's like when you eat more meat on keto, then you know you're safe. Because the meat doesn't have the grams of doesn't have the stuff in it, the carbs. Yeah, I like dry roasted salted peanuts. Those are good. They are tasty. But like I said, I don't agree with them saying that carnivore is a proper human diet. It's the safest human diet right now because of the chemicals they've got in our food. I will say it's the safest human diet. You have a food scale? Yeah, I weigh usually. Well, I want to see if I can get that stupid Fitness Pal to work. It's you got a free section in here, which is handy. Here, I guess that's it. I guess that is it. I know it was this one. Why is it not taking it? Because that's how it works. Stupid thing. I know I didn't use Proton. We'll pretend I did. See, it says success. I can do it on my other computer, but this one it doesn't like taking the information. Why? Only the shadow knows. Don't know. Um, Hang on, let me look on my other computer and my passwords. It's probably a lot of these things just automatically will not let you sign in when it's you've got all the right information. My Yahoo Mail, I lost 5 of my website or my addresses because it refused to let me log in with the correct information. Let's see. Passwords. My carb manager, I never did get that one to work. Well, I've got 2 of them. Let's see. Yeah, I have. Oh, did I not put that in right? Hang on. Okay, let's try this one. I think what happened, yeah, I didn't put the .com in here. I didn't put the dot. That's why that one doesn't work. So this is my old one from when I first started keto years ago. Oh, here we go. No, okay, I'll do that. Well, that's the right one. I just looked it up. I literally just looked it up. And that is the one I sign in on the other computer with. Yeah, well, let me in. Okay, well, screw you. You're done. You're done. Goodbye. So yeah, you got to watch your carbs. Yeah, you will. You didn't lose weight, but you see what muscle weighs more than fat. I can't remember what the ratio is. 2 to 1, I think. No, not 2 to 1. 3. I think for a pound of fat is 2/3 or something of muscle, something like that. So you'll put on muscle, your shape will change because you're losing fat, but your muscle weighs more. So as you're putting on muscle, it offsets the fat. The scale lies to you when it comes to stuff like that. We don't have our closest YMCA is Spokane. Yeah. So anyway, let me see here. Eat that. This thing here, I cannot get rid of it. They said how to get rid of it. It doesn't go away. So anyway, yeah, so I'm still at, well, I was 199.8 this morning, and that's what I was a week ago, I think right around there. I popped up to 202 about a month ago, don't know why. Might have been the clothes I was wearing because I'll like today I had on my, excuse me, I had on my pajamas. Um, my jammies. On my jammies. So anyway, yeah, it's frustrating. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And get it down. We've got cooler weather for August. This is a cool month. So I'll be doing stuff outside. I'm going to see if keeping up a steady input of salt. Like I did a half a teaspoon this morning. I'll probably do a half. Of course, I salt my meat. I'm making sure I salt the meat that I eat a little bit more. Of course, today I probably won't be eating, so I will be drinking salt water and see if that helps keep up my strength or energy, what little energy I'm getting. Like I said, I walked out to my sheds. It's probably a football field away, and turned around and started coming back. My legs were killing me. And I was trying to figure out where the pain was. Is it the muscles? No, it's not in the muscles. So I know it's not just because of sore muscles. It was like a surface, almost like a type of nerve pain. It was weird. But it was like down across the tops of my knees, my kneecaps, and then the sides of my thighs, and like inside the fibers, the connectors. Odd. And then right after that, I was exhausted. It was like, so yeah, like I said, before I started doing the salt though, no, I can't afford keto chow. That stuff's expensive. I make my own. I make my own electrolytes. I'll be back in a second. I'll grab the stuff. I'll show you what I got. Yeah, I just weighed it out. This is the same formula that Element uses, LMNT. Except I use magnesium glycinate instead of the magnesium. What do they use? They use a different form of magnesium. It's still good, but I wanted this one because it absorbs better. Magnesium glycinate powder and potassium chloride that I got. I ordered this off of Amazon, and I just mix my own. There's a recipe, and I mix my own, and it's the same recipe and salt. I use pink salt, Himalayan salt. And I mix it all up, and I take a spoon. As a matter of fact, yeah, I think I'll just be maybe try this twice a day. This is 1,000 milligrams per serving, which is how much? One scoop, whatever a scoop is. Does this have a scoop in it? It does not. So how do I know how much a scoop is? It says 1 scoop with an 8-ounce glass of water. Well, that's magnesium. And so I need to make sure I'm getting enough magnesium. Because like I said, I'm getting leg cramp when I stretch. Maybe there's a scoop in there. I just don't see it. But I mix this up, and then I put a teaspoon of the mix in my ice water or in my can of soda. Yeah, there's no scoop in there. Maybe I took it out. I don't think I did. Maybe they forgot. Sometimes they forget. So yeah, I got this recipe from a gal that does carnivore, and it's a lot cheaper than buying the Element stuff. The Element stuff is flavored. They do have unflavored, but they've got like orange, cherry. They got a bunch of different flavors. And since I'm doing this on the cheap, let's see how much is this servings per container, 9,072 servings. $52 milligrams per serving. Serving is 100. Okay, if the serving size is 100 milligrams, down here it says potassium per serving, 52 milligrams is 1.5% of the daily requirement. I don't get that. It has a salty flavor. So if you buy no salt, I think it's called, it's in a blue shaker thing, paper shaker thing. It's just potassium chloride. It's pure potassium chloride. It's not salt, but it has a salty flavor, so people use it to salt their food with. You could also do that. Oh, you're putting your patch on? Now, I did find out there has been some research that nicotine patches, I don't put them on all the time. I put one on 2 days ago, which I put it on my arm because I was breaking out from the adhesive. Because I put one on my inner arm one day about a month ago, and I got a welt from it. They didn't go away for like a week because I was getting sensitive to the glue. Well, I put this one on top of my arm and it didn't do that. But I just did it the other day. But I'm finding what they're saying is that if you take it, you can't, if you do nicotine patches or you take in nicotine all the time, it messes with your insulin. Of course it does. So I don't take it all the time. I noticed that I was getting wonky with my thought processes, and I'd been to town quite a bit and hadn't used a nicotine patch for quite a while. So, and I used a 21 milligram, these ones here. And I cut them up into 6 pieces. I could do 8 because you don't need a whole bunch per day. Yeah, I just cut them up into little pieces. There's a bunch of them there. There should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there are 5 there because I used one 2 days ago. I'll just keep them in there. So, yeah, so unless you are in need of using them every single day for a period of time, if you're around people that have been contaminated or sick, I mean, it'll work for anything. It keeps you from getting the creepy crawlies off the clotty shotties. Yeah, I'm just now starting to get hungry. I got a little hunger pain, which is good because it is 11. Now, once I get up and move around, that helps. And I figure, if I'm going to be fasting, I could be praying with it because that seems to be, they go hand in hand. You had to put your phone in the freezer. Yeah, just keep your eyes open. Buy, if you go to yard sales and you find books on herbal things, like, oh, yesterday I played the video of Dr. Boz saying that you need, let's see, if you have problems with insulin resistance, they did a test and they tried aspirin for 6 months on people, and it did amazing things. It helped knock the insulin resistance back, and it also helped with cancer, different forms of cancer. It was really interesting what the aspirin did. So I've got to go uptown or to town and get some aspirin because I don't think I have any regular old aspirin in the house. So I'm going to try that, and I'll be taking that every day with food when I eat. Got outside. The best thing. Oh, your phone overheated. Wow. Yeah, your battery might be getting old. Get in the sun. You want to be in the sun. And the first thing in the morning, get out there in the sun for about 5 or 10 minutes. It helps set your circadian rhythm. So yeah, that's what they're saying. Get out in the sun first thing, and you'll see a lot of carnivore people. That's what they do. They go out first thing. Yeah, I've got willow. I try to decide if I want to try it. It's an Asian willow. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. I don't have regular willow trees, but I thought about just getting some willow bark, but I'll just get aspirin. It'll be easier. I have to go back and see if she had I thought she said 81 milligrams. Can't remember. But I'll be taking that. I won't take it on an empty stomach. Last time I took regular aspirin, I was living in Florida, and oh my gosh, it burned a hole in my gut. I was in so much pain. Holy cow, that hurts. And it burned all the way up my throat. Well, it turned out my grandma had the exact same thing happen to her, and she ended up in the hospital. It was at the same time. It was the weirdest thing. She did it at the same time. And that's the last time I took an aspirin. That was probably 25 years ago. Oh, you were in the sun. The phone was in the shade. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes when the batteries start going bad, they'll get hot, and they can pop. They can explode. So yeah, I'm just thinking what she said, 81. I think it was 81 milligrams. And I think that's the average dose of aspirin. But she talked about, she goes, this is one of the very first medicines ever invented. And she said, wouldn't you know, it's the one that you need for certain things. But if it helps with insulin, I'm going to hit the insulin resistance with a lot of stuff. I'm doing it with the fasting, doing it with the helping the fatty liver thing, which if I have insulin resistance, I've got fatty liver. So I'll be working on that with the papaya leaf tea. Humi used that, and he was scheduled to go in for a liver transplant. He was that bad. He was in really bad shape. I don't remember how he even got doing it. He said, but I can't remember. I'll have to ask him. He started taking papaya leaf tea. He wasn't a drinker. They started taking the papaya leaf tea, and he improved so fast that the doctor was blown away. He couldn't believe. And when Humi told him what he had been doing, I don't think he believed him. But he said he was the only person he had that ever reversed his liver problems to where he didn't need surgery. He called him his miracle guy. He still sees him. I don't know why, but he still sees the guy. But he shows him off to his new, because he also teaches incoming doctors how to do liver stuff, and he always parades them around in front of him as his miracle guy. Oh, I used to get him checked all the time, Eunice. Oh, Dawn, if you live in Texas, yeah, I guarantee it'll cook. That black cast iron pan, make sure you got lots of oil in it. That egg will stick to it. Yeah, I saw a thing where they were baking cookies in a car. They put them on cookie sheets and stuck them in on their dashboard and closed the doors. And they said they'll cook. It takes a couple hours, but they'll cook. It's that hot. Oh, Florida. It's hot enough down there. You've got more direct sunlight than we do. Ours comes at more of an angle and yours is more direct. So yeah, they should. Yeah. I love Florida. I did like it down there a lot. Time went by so stinking fast. I was going by fast here now, so I can't imagine how fast it would go down there. 5 years disappeared in like 2 months. It was just bizarre. Plus, there's lots to do down there. Lots to do. You use your car to dehydrate herbs. That would work. Matter of fact, I've got to make some jerky. Actually, they call them meat chips, not jerky. I bought a chuck roast, and I went up like $50 a chuck roast now. Who can afford to eat meat? It's crazy. Oh, you had bad storms last night, got down to 72. I probably got about that here. I got up this morning, I'm looking out the window towards the Columbia River, and there's fog coming up off the river. And for August, that is bizarre because this is that. I mean, you see that like in March or in October, but not in August. And I looked out because I've got a river in front of me and I got a river to the west of me. And the one in front of me had all kinds of fog coming up off of it too, because we got so much moisture in the last couple of days. It's not arid like it usually is. Yeah, so it was nice and cool. I kept my windows. I had one window open in the bedroom, so if that skunk came by, I could slap it shut really fast. But the rest of the windows, the ones I could open them, are opened up. I get that cool air. That's what I do in the summertime. I open up the windows, keep them open all night, and then in the morning when I get up, I close them because the house is. And I put a fan in front of one of them so it circulates through the house. Yeah, it makes it nice and cool in the morning. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I've got meat chips. Somebody was saying, "Oh, you can buy meat chips." I'm like, why buy them when I can make them? Because you're paying for the guarantee. I mean, granted, you're supporting a business. Well, I got to support myself right now. I don't have that kind of money, so I made my own. And I just did an experiment, and I sliced up the meat way too thin. It was like really thin. I'm gonna make them 1/4 inch this time. I bought a used meat slicer. Hopefully it works. Bought it at a yard sale for $5. But I'm going to cut it up and I put it in a bowl full, and I got it all in there. I put soy sauce in it, and I put some Worcestershire in it, some liquid smoke. What else I put in there? A little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, because you're only coating the outside of the meat. And I squished it all up, and I should actually take a meat hammer and hammer that stuff out a little bit. that might break the fibers down. So it's because it gets hard. I mean, it's really, but anyway, I mush it all in there, let it sit overnight. And the next day I put it in my dehydrator, and I put it in there for 2 days. And it's crispy hard. I mean, you don't have to refrigerate it, but I had it in the food dehydrator for 2 days out. I put it outside so it'd heat up the outside, not the inside of the house. Yeah, it's supposed to be partially frozen. It was just too thin. I was cutting it way too thin, and I found that I could actually cut it faster with my knife, the cutter, and then I had to clean the cutter when it was done. I sent it back. It didn't work right. It didn't. The blade didn't rotate fast enough, and it would get caught, and it just made a heck of a mess. So I sent that one back and just bought a used one at a yard sale. But yeah, so I'll be making that probably today after I've got a bunch of plants outside I need to transplant, and then get my windows all washed for winter. And I'm hoping my niece buys my massage chair. She wanted it really bad. It's a good massage chair. I haven't used it hardly at all. I mean, since I started Carnivore, I haven't used it at all. But I quit using it. I used it a lot, I think for about 2 weeks last winter, and I can't remember why. I used it a couple times a day, but just really, I haven't been using it because my back doesn't hurt anymore. Yeah, so that's nice because that thing takes up a lot of room. I don't have that big of a living room, so it's got a lot of furniture in it. My mom, both of her sofas have both my sofas over in the trailer. But yeah, so I've got both her sofas in the living room, the end table, and then my plants. And that's for a TV stand. I have a TV on the wall, and I've got a dresser. It's an old Drexel. Is it Drexel? I can't remember. It's a higher end one she got at a yard sale before she died, and I used it for storing my business stuff in. But it takes up a lot of room. I'm thinking about putting my TV on the fireplace. I have a big black and white fireplace. It's marble with black grout. And I'm thinking about actually putting it up there because that way I'd have that wall, because I don't really have a wall to put anything on. This thing behind me takes up the whole wall here, so I don't have any place to put pictures or anything. How's he doing? He's doing okay. He's working for his dad, and that's not going too well. I guess he's deciding he's going to go back to work for the Forest Service next summer. His dad does he has a big lawn maintenance business down in Spokane. He's been working for him, but his dad's he's kind of a hothead. He's a perfectionist type. I know a lot of perfectionists, they get antsy when things aren't done exactly how they want. And I just have a feeling. I don't know if that's what's going on, but I have a feeling that's what's happening. But he's doing good. Been still praying for him. Still pray for his salvation. Last year, he got friends with. He went to Florida, and he became friends with some Christians. And he wanted to be a counselor for a Bible camp or something like that. I can't remember now. But I thought, well, kind of dancing around the edges. How are you going to be a counselor for a Christian group if you don't know Christ and don't know your Bible? So yeah, keep praying for him. His mom too. Yeah, look how puffy my face is. It's so puffy. I mean, you don't put fat on your forehead, but it looks like fat, but it's actual puff. Well, I guess some people do. I saw that one gal that was 500 pounds, and her whole face, her forehead, I guess, had fat on it. She was so puffed out. So how long have I been on? How long? I still have my pajamas. I got these pajamas at Costco. They're brand new. First time I've worn them, but it looks like a top. I could wear this for a top. It's cute. I started 79 minutes ago. Cortisol, yeah, it's definitely got cortisol. Like I said, if you got thyroid symptoms, that's cortisol. All that thyroid stuff is cortisol. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, memory loss, dementia, I already mentioned when I hear somebody say they have migraines, automatically I know they're under a lot of stress because that's what triggers off the thyroid symptoms. I don't think you're going to find a thyroid. They're going to come out and realize one day, it's not thyroid, it's cortisol, it's adrenals that they don't teach anymore. So within 20 years, doctors are going to be totally mystified. They won't even think to look there because they don't know it exists. Excuse me, if we have 20 years. I don't think we do. Yeah, Satan's hiding stuff left and right. Thank you. Yeah, he's very cute. Yeah. Yes, the thyroid helps with the stress symptoms. I took desiccated thyroid. It helped a little bit. I bought mine from Thailand because the stuff here in the States, I was back 25 years ago. I was doing research on thyroid back then, big time. And I just noticed that anybody that went on the medicine, that would help them for a couple months, and then the benefits would start to dissipate. Doctor would bounce up he would bounce up their amount they were given, and they'd be great again for a few months, and very slowly it would start to get bad again. They'd be right back to where they were before they started taking the medicine. This was like a cycle. You get really good when you took it, and the longer you were on it, the worse it got. You go back to where you were before until they got you to the higher end of what they would prescribe, and your symptoms all started coming back and the benefits would disappear, but you're stuck on thyroid medicine, high amounts of thyroid medicine. And so to get off of it, you'd have to wean off very, very slowly, or it would trigger even more severe symptoms. And I saw this over, and I don't think I ever saw one person in all my research back then that said, yeah, I'm on it. I've been on it for 20 years. I feel great. I never found that. It was always after a certain amount of time, the symptoms came back. But I knew that taking medicine wasn't the answer, because the problem wasn't the amount of thyroid hormones in the body. That was a logical conclusion from that, because the body would quickly adjust to that. And so I knew it was something else. So I had doctors telling me it's because I did that. I did that for a short time just to see. And it was miraculous. I actually felt normal. First time in my life I felt normal, but all the things came back really quickly for me. And I talked to Dr. Wilson, and he told me, he says, it's your adrenals. He said, he has a protocol that you do, because people that have thyroid problems are low temperature. It is a metabolic disease. I don't know if you call it disease. I guess it is. It's metabolic. And the doctors, until they devised a blood test that does not work for what you need it for, until they came up with this blood test where they could make money, you yourself did the testing. You went home, you took your mercury thermometer, which they have since got rid of, by the way. They have alcohol ones from Germany that work pretty good, though. Do not use a digital. They are inaccurate, woefully inaccurate. You take your thermometer, you shake it down, put it next to your bed, you sleep, you wake up in the morning, you put it under your armpit. I always put mine closest to my heart, which is on the side. So it'd be the very warmest place in my body would be there, because your heart creates that heat. And you take it out after 10 minutes, write it down on a piece of paper what the amount is or what the temperature is. Do this for a week. At the end of the week, you average out your temperature, or whatever that average is your metabolic rate for your temperature. It's they have a name for it. I can't remember. So you do that, and that is what told the doctor if you're hypothyroid or not. Is your thyroid working or not? So my doctor was an old school doctor. He wasn't my doctor. He was my dad's. He did my dad's chelation. He did my chelate. I did chelate. I tried everything trying to fix whatever was wrong with me. But he had me do that because I'd been talking to him about hypothyroidism and all the stuff I'd been researching and everything. And I told him at that time, 25 years ago, my temperature was more than that. Must have been 30 years ago. my temperature was 94. That was my average temperature, was 94 degrees. And he goes, "Ooh." I remember him saying, "Oh my God, Chris, you are severely hypothyroid." He's like, "I knew that, but nobody else, none of the doctors went." But it was a temperature test. That was empirical evidence. They don't do that today. They don't even know it exists. They aren't taught. They don't know. They're taught to take a blood test and test your pituitary. Your TSH is your pituitary. And that can tell you if you've got Hashimoto's, which is another cortisol disease that they don't understand. It's ridiculous. I used to know so much about this stuff. Anyway, I had doctors telling me you've got adrenal problems because Dr. Wilson talked about, he had a protocol where you would capture your temperature. You would do ramp up a certain amount of, you tighter your rates of thyroid hormone up, but every 3 days it would go up every 3 days. And he gave you like a battery of bottles of thyroid hormone that went consistently up every 3 days. And then you would stop. You would take your temperature every day. And as soon as you hit 98.6, and that is where your temperature is supposed to go, 98.6. And as soon as it went there, you'd stop and you'd watch. And if you could hold it and maintain it, I think it was for a week, either 3 days or a week. Then you stayed there for 2 weeks, and then you wean back off the hormone, and it would, your body should capture that 98.6 and stay there. It was forcing your body up to a higher mitochondrial temperature, metabolic temperature, and holding it there. I would do that. Most times it took 1 or 2 times. You'd have to wean back off and then wean back up again. 2 times, 3 times at the most is what it would usually take to get even the stubborn people to get up that high, and then stay there and capture their temperature. And then you didn't need medicine. Your thyroid had been pushed back up to where it was supposed to be. Gently, the hormones were weaned off, so your body started producing what it needed, and you were fine. I did that for a year. And when I talked to him, I said, I've been doing this for a year and I cannot capture my temperature. Because a year, he says it should only take a month or 2 at the very longest. He was like, "You've got adrenal problems." He knew right away I had to, and I was like, "No, I don't. It's thyroid. It was all thyroid symptoms." Well, at the time, I didn't realize it was the same thing. Adrenal problems are thyroid problems. It's the same thing. So, blood work doesn't show anything. Blood work literally does not tell you. It's impossible. It is physically impossible for blood work to tell you if your body is using the thyroid hormones it has. It can't tell you. Now, some people will get lower thyroid hormones because of medicine or stress. That can happen. There's different things like furosemide. Furosemide causes hypothyroidism. It depletes your thyroid hormones, and that's measurable. So certain drugs will cause hypothyroidism. When my dad was on and congestive heart failure, which is low B1. So when my dad went on furosemide, guess what? He had congestive heart failure and he had hypothyroidism. They put him on drugs. I was like, "No, you don't need the drugs. You need B1 and get off the furosemide." He would never do it. Yeah, so all that stuff is useless flap trap. It's really basic. Stress causes hormone problems. Stress causes adrenal weakness, which causes a cascading failure of hormones. It's the stress. And that's the part even good doctors with carnivore haven't got yet. They haven't figured it out yet, but they don't have time to do the research. I spent thousands of hours researching this stuff. And the bottom line is it was the stress. Dr. Rind, Dr. Wilson, and Dr. Derry were all right. It was the cortisol. It was cortisol issues. But they didn't know my background of having lifelong stress issues. And when it's chronic, it's really, really hard to fix because it reorganizes the chemistry of the body. And that's what I'm going through right now. Yeah, don't be tested for thyroid. It's a waste of time. It's a waste. I even the Stop the Thyroid Madness site that I used to go to 25 years ago, they had all these tests. Oh, it's the MTHFR gene. Oh, it's that gene. You can't, if you don't, it's like, no, the gene has nothing to do with anything. So you've got this thing. No, it is stress. It is always stress. Always, always stress. There, when I first started digging into thyroid stuff, they said 60% of Americans had hypothyroidism and didn't know it, which think stress. Okay. When you hear hypothyroidism, think stress. Remember, stress does not leave after the effects of stress do not leave after the stress is gone. Your body has a little bank and it's just shoving it in there and keeping it in there and locking the door. Yeah. So anytime you've been through stresses, you lose a pet, you lose a parent, you lose a child, you're in a car wreck, you lose a job, you lose a husband, uh, all that stuff piles up and adds into this bank, and it just sits there and gets like tar, and it just poisons everything. So they don't realize that that's when they're not taught about adrenal stuff. They don't know where to. They just know all these weird symptoms. All of a sudden, in our time and day, we have thousands of weird symptoms popping up we've never had in the human race before. What could it be? What could it be? They don't understand. You went to pharmacy school with Susie Cohen. Oh, did you? Cool. Pharmacists, yes. So pharmacists are the smart ones. That's a hard class too. That's a hard field. But they're the ones I always tell people, do not ask your doctor. A doctor will give you the drugs. Ask your doctor about. They should never have been given the ability to write prescriptions ever. They know crap about medicine. The pharmacists go to school for even a longer amount of time than a doctor does, just to learn the chemistry of drugs. You go to your pharmacist and ask them what they have, what's the least damaging, what does this interact with this? You know what a doctor does? You say something to him about drugs, he leaves the room. He goes and grabs his PDR. Costco used to sell these. They have a new one every year, has all the drugs that they manufacture. And they go through it. Oh, there. Oh, this has a side effect of blah, blah. Well, I'll let them know this one. They go back in the room and tell you. Well, back when they had time, they don't have time to do that anymore. But they used to leave the room and then come back. Remember that? They always did. They'd leave the room and come back. It's like, wonder what you're doing. Sometimes they'd be gone a long time, half an hour. What are they doing? They're looking up in their book what they can drug you with. Maybe smart. Yeah, yeah, Don, and I get that 100%. And there are doctors that have been through school, like Dr. Brownstein. I remember him talking about uh, going to medical school. Finally, he graduates. He's so happy. And I think he said he had his own practice. I think it was his own practice. All I know is he was doing his work. I think it was like 2 weeks into it, actually being a practicing doctor. And he's laying in bed with his wife one night and he says, honey, I can't be a doctor anymore. And this is after like 7 or 8 years and all that money. Excuse me. And she goes, what? I guess she freaked out. He says, all I'm doing is drugging people. I'm not helping them. I'm just throwing drugs at them and expecting them to get better. He's like, I can't do that. It's not the right thing. He understood that what he was taught to do was not right. And so he stayed a doctor, but he started digging into things and doing things differently and finding the root causes of a lot of disease. One of them is low iodine, and that's what he specializes in. You want to learn about iodine? That's where you go. You go to that guy. You watch his videos. And salt. Now he's adding salt, which was like, I forgot all about that for a short time. I had it in my head and remembered it like 2 or 3 years ago. He started doing studies on salt. And I might have to play some of that stuff on my show because the salt thing was a really important piece to health, that there's low salt. Oh, don't be salting your food, hypotension, you're going to get high blood pressure, all that stuff. Yeah, he's smart. But he talked about how he treated people that had soft tissue cancers. He said they all had low iodine. So he started telling them, take iodine. He uses Lugol's. I think he is the preeminent doctor, the specialist with iodine. He knows probably more about it than any other doctor. So that's the stuff that I focused on was Lugol's iodine. That's what I used. I use what the expert uses, and he's an expert, big time. Oh, really? Be careful what you put on your skin. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cocoa butter, shea butter, tallow are good. Yep, I use who is that? Oh God, I'm still in my pajamas and I've got company. CIU. I don't know who it is. Um, oh, raw garlic. Ugh, that's so gross. I'll be back in a bit. Well, that's cool. So I had the power company here, and I've got these big willow trees that go along the north side of the fence. My dad put in probably 15 years ago. My mom paid a guy to take them out, and he wouldn't do it. Oh, they're too pretty. And she was down in Utah, so she didn't see that. I told her that he chopped a few branches off and then just left them. They're filthy, dirty trees. They drop crap all the time. Um, they don't really provide any shade for me. They don't. They're useless. They're useless. And one of them, my dad planted a foot away from the water line. I said it because they said, well, they're growing into the power lines, and we might need to take a few branches off. And I said, take them out. Yeah, if you want to cut them, you just chop those suckers down. And, well, they were kind of surprised, I think. But if they do that, if they will take them down, I will plant some. Pull them in a little ways, but to plant some either fruit trees or something that's useful, not a willow tree. So I do need to get some branches off and do some water witching because I need to find out where my water's at. I might put a well in here if I ever get any money. Let's see. Let me catch up. You were the outspoken anti-vaxxer and natural foodie at my pharmacy. Good for you. They need to hear it. And I think maybe some of them have woke up since because you planted seeds. Other people are going to plant seeds or they're going to water the seeds you planted, and those light bulbs are going to start coming on. Yeah. My dad was using the hydrocortisone cream he had rosacea, and he started getting sick he started having these weird symptoms. So I looked it up because I knew he was using a lot of it. And I looked it up and I said, you got to quit using that cortisone cream. It's messing with your cortisol. So he did. He quit using it and symptoms went away. Then he'd start using it again. But yeah, in the various creams, a lot of what you're doing, they've got paraffin. Because I make that stuff, I make creams. The oils that they use are like oils that can be they can cause inflammation. They'll be for clearing up your skin, but after long use, they cause inflammation, which is interesting. So I always use the best imported oils I get my hands on, like argan oil and Abyssinian oil is really good. There are a lot of really good oils out there, and I use those things. Coconut oil is good for your skin. Castor oil is really good for your skin. Um, Use ivermectin for rosacea. Yeah, I think, well, rosacea is in, what is it? I looked it up. Not in, it's a part of, what do you call it? It's the same thing as psoriasis. It's the body's reaction to something, and it's a symptom. It's not a disease. It's a symptom. But they love to treat symptoms, right? Motor oil? No, not motor oil. Yeah, there's a lot of things that should not be used long term. Well, I remember when I was in Florida, um, a guy I knew there, his mom, she was older, she was on Lipitor, and he started looking at her medical, her history and stuff like that. And he's a pretty smart guy. And he goes, Mom, you've been on Lipitor 4 years. He says, that will kill you. He says, the label itself, the doctor is not supposed to prescribe it for more than 2 years because I think it was liver damage that it caused. He says, it will kill you. He had to call the doctor and educate the doctor. Like I said, doctors don't know about some of them might, but some of them just act like, oh, what? I didn't know. It's money. You use motor oil. Well, that's so. Well, it comes out of the ground. It's probably more natural than a lot like. It's probably better for you if you were really telling the truth, which I know you're not. Uh, motor oil be better for you than canola oil. Oh yeah. Only saw ivermectin cream once, probably because insurance won't pay. I could make ivermectin cream. I could make that. And I can make creams as complex or as, I mean, you look at what's really interesting. You go to Costco, and I always look at the creams there. Like they have some that's like $1,000 an ounce. Costco carries that. Oh, that's weird. My internet go down? I don't think it did. My feed on YouTube is. Hey, Teresa, you caught me live. You sure did. I started an hour and a half ago. Um, Earlier than usual because I have things I want to do this afternoon. So I didn't want to be interrupted because I usually come on like at 12 o'clock and go, but it's just such good weather right now. I figure I better get things done. So I wanted to get this all done in the morning, but I'll show you. Let me just do a share. We'll go to Costco. See if I can find it. I'm sure they have it. Costco. They almost always carry this stuff. You started keto the 21st of August. So far, you're not feeling good? The 21st of July or August? Over the counter birth control pills? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, statins are the devil. Statins they cause all kinds of horrible things. So here's Sisley. It wants me to sign in to see the price. Hang on, let me see. Thought it'll ask me to sign in. Well, no, it's not. Account, maybe. Well, it says I'm signed in. How come it's not giving it to me? Go back. Sisley. That doesn't have any of the prices on here. Usually it's got prices. Let me look. Let's try this one here. 1.6 ounces. Maybe because they don't have it for sale. Excuse me. This is probably about $1,000 for this jar. Why doesn't online only purchase membership? Oh, hang on. It says I'm signed in, but apparently I don't want to, just in case I've got sensitive info here. I'm not in Seattle. Cart. How weird. Usually it'll say sign in for price. Maybe it's their site. Their site's all whacking out because it's loading up funny. Customer service. Out. Yeah, it says sign out. Well, let me try signing out and signing back in. But I'll show you the list of ingredients in these things, and it shocked me at how it's like, really? People are paying that for that? Okay, be the first to know. No thanks. I want to sign in. It's not letting me sign in. This is really weird. Oh, here we go. Sign in. Oh, here we go. Don't try that. Okay, maybe this will do it. No, maybe this will do it. We'll see. There are a couple high-end places, skin plate. No, oh, there we go. Nope, it's not as much as I thought. Some of the things are, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's not Sicily I'm thinking of. Well, anyway, here we go. We'll try this one. 368. This is the most expensive one. It hydrates, firms, plumps for dry to very dry skin. Well, it's the same as mine. Okay. Water is the first ingredient. So the major component of this cream is water. And then shea butter. And this cocoa capryliate is a coconut derivative. Squalane, which I don't use in my products. I could, but I haven't yet. Glycerin, which is on sunflower seed oil. So here you've got sunflower seed oil is like the fifth ingredient. And that, excuse me, that is something that will cause inflammation. Oh, I don't care for nutritional. I never liked yeast. My mom used to put brewer's yeast in it. Well, yeah, I never liked it. Some people like it. My mom, I know people put it on their popcorn. I don't eat popcorn anymore. So anyway, so you got sunflower seed oil, which is super cheap. It's like 20 bucks a gallon for me. That's my price. And it's a cheap. And so is glycerin. Glycerin's cheap. Um, isosterate, I think is a thickener. There are different thickeners with the same base names. Dimethicone, cross polymer, Bruce I'm trying to think what that wax is. I can't remember. That's the a lot of them will use these names like this so that you don't know what they are. They look really proper. They could use shea butter as the name for that. They could just use shea butter instead of the Latin name. They don't need to use Latin name, but they do. Same with this. I could look this up. I'm not going to. Sugar stearate, butylene glycol. A lot of them use the butylene. It's a big thing. I can't remember what the base of that is, but the butylene is it's good for the skin. So a lot of these places will use it. It's fairly expensive. Alcohol, cetearyl alcohol is a thickener. Glyceryl stearate's a thickener. PEG 100 stearate, they're all thickeners. Panthenol, B5s, which is good for the skin. I use that in almost all my lotions. Tocopherol acetate, which is a form of vitamin E. Soy protein. So they got soybeans in here. Really bad. Tocopherol. Lindaris, terpenolia root. I can't remember what that is. Is it linseed? No, it's not linseed. I can't remember. Adenosine, vulgaris extract. Oh, willow leaf extract. Yes, that's a big thing too. I think this might be babasu oil. I can't remember. No, it's a bark extract. Algae extract. That was a big thing about 15 years ago. Apple seed extract. Yeast. Lavender oil. So you got the Carabomers, Cetera 33, which is another chemical, probably used to make it slick. Another glycerin, EDTA, which is good. Pentathene glycol, pentaethylene. This is a petroleum product, I believe. Lye, sodium hydroxide. A lot of these have lye in them, which kind of surprises me, but it makes it more into a soapy. It gives it texture because it doesn't stay lye when it's mixed with water. And remember, the main ingredient is water. Another thing of hydrogenated soybean oil. This is literally lard. This is the stuff this is Crisco. Citric acid, rapeseed. This is canola oil, canola sterols, one of the worst things you can put in there. Phenoxethanol, sorbic acid. This is the sorbic acid helps with preservation. Sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate. Those are preservatives. This linalool, limonene, and geraniol oil are fragrance. They are like a citrus fragrance. So you've got that, and that's what I say, it's almost $300. Yeah, $368.99. And that's Costco's price. Oh, Cislea. We go to some of those things are good. Some of those things are good for your skin, but I don't use soy. I wouldn't put soy on my skin. It's horrible stuff. Now I got to think of what it's called. It's where they sell stuff online, all the products. Oh, let me just put it up there. Yes. This I should have the stores. Nordstrom, Blue Mercury. There's one place that sells a whole bunch of stuff. I can't think. It starts with an F, I think. It's $660 there. Try Nordstrom. Okay, it's the same stuff for $660. You save quite a bit buying this stuff at Costco, I gotta tell you. They tell you what this different things do. Toilet paper switch. Yeah, you think you're putting that stuff on your skin. This anti-aging stuff, I make this stuff, but I make it with better ingredients. And some of the things I have to buy from high-end areas, like a little dram of something might be $80, but it does really good things for the skin. So I'll buy it and put it, I can use it in a run. But what do you call that store? They have them all over. It starts with an S. They sell all kinds of skincare. They have a really good website online because that's where I go to get. What I'll do is I'll go to these high-end things and see what their good high-end ingredients, what they do, what is it? Oh, Sephora. That's a good place to go to get that because people do they do feedback. So I'll look up, say, skincare face serums, and I can adjust the things like niacinamide. I can get ingredients off of them. What are they putting in that's good? What are they doing that's bad? And I can figure out what's big now. Let's see. Anti-aging. They got anti-eye care. Let's do an eye care. But you can get, you look at all these different things. They have all different price ranges. And I get an idea like this Fill and Repair eye cream. It's got 240 reviews with 5 stars. People love this. Okay. People are, that's $38. And they're like, kind of. So I'll look at the higher end things. Here's one, Sulwasu Ginseng Rejuvenating Eye Cream for anti-aging. They've got 5 stars. And so I'll go and I'll look at the higher, like this guy here. Where'd he go? 64, but I think it was more. We'll try this one. Let's go here. And there are certain things that will clear up eye bags and circles. Let's see this. It just says what it is. What does it do? Peptide, good for dark circles. I've got that. It works really well. Anti-aging, I've got that. Loss of firmness, got that. Retinol, I've got that. Best for dry combo or normal skin. Eye cream with ginseng. I don't have any ginseng extract. I could if I want to do a new ginseng thing. Addresses the look of fine lines and dark circles. Yes, I have that. And helping the delicate eye area for rejuvenated with a radiant appearance. So I go down here and I say, okay, the reviews are good. They had one. This was a zip, but I do look at this and look at this is the size of it. And you're paying what? Okay, too many chemicals, too much fragrance, and won't work. So that's a 1 star. And these are June, May. These are recent too. Not two allergic reactions, swollen eyelids. That's unusual. Because people do strive to not do that. And over here it tells brown eyes, black hair, light skin tone, undefined skin. So you get to find out what kind of. This is a huge help for me as a manufacturer to see, okay, what's working, what's not, what don't they like. So far for this year, they've got 1 5-star verified purchase. Been using several months, hands down, best eye cream I ever used. I'm 65. Area around my eyes has been brightened, glides are less noticeable. We'll purchase again. Yes, and I have this. I sell this. And I'll tell you what, I sell it and it is not $120 for this little tiny bottle. So yeah, this is but you look, I want to see what the ingredients are. Yeah, you can make your own dishwasher washer soap. You need to buy, where is it? You need to buy what is it? Let me think. They took it out of everything in Washington State, and all of a sudden nothing gets clean now. You can buy a big gallon of it as a powder for like $20. Phosphate. Okay, so this says ginseng is their big thing. Water, first ingredient, squalane, butylene glycol. These were all in the other one. Distearate, dimethicone was in the other one, just in different amount. Propane diol. It sounds terrible, but it's actually good. Distearate thickener. Castor oil. Here's one of their active ingredients right here. They don't tell you that. They don't want you knowing because castor oil is it's not inexpensive. I should say it's inexpensive on a scale. Ginseng root, silica, perfume. So this must be highly fragranced because this is in the middle. Usually the perfume is either that or these following ingredients are very minute. Then soybean oil, there you go, another soybean oil. Another ethyl glycerin. It's poly 20. Has to get the water and oil to mix together. Dextrin, cocoa extract, which is supposed to be good for the skin. Retinol, mannitol, panax, ginseng. Salt, limonene. It does have a lot of ginseng in it, I'll say that for it. Yeah, all these extracts are probably using just a fraction, maybe a drop to a cup. Yeah, they don't have the preservatives showing in that. But anyway, yeah, so putting things on skin, yeah, like I would never put soy oil on my skin, and these both have soy oil in them. They're high in borax. Yeah, borax is a natural substance. I haven't looked into it for skin, but I don't think it would be bad. I know they used to put it in water and have kids soak their feet in it or something. Carnivore wax, yes, that is used on cars. Oh, have a great day, PK. I'm sure I missed you. Okay, so you did for July. Yeah, Teresa, sometimes if you're still there, sometimes I'm not, I thought I was sharing. Sometimes let me show you them. I didn't think I could go off share. What happens is With keto, it takes the body a while to adjust. It could take a few weeks to a month. If you're starting to lose any weight, that's, they say, oh, the weight's secondary. No, it's not. It's not secondary. It's, if you're losing weight that is not supposed to be there, then that tells me your body is functioning properly and it's fixing things. And so if you're not feeling good, but you are losing a little bit of weight here and there, might not be a lot at first. As long as that's happening, your body is working. It's working on flipping, using your fat for fuel instead of what you're eating. And when you first start with keto, a lot of people jump in. First time I did it, I did it once for 4 months. And the first time was, I went whole hog. I did everything by the book, 100%. I jumped in, blah, 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 blah. It didn't do anything for me. I quit it 4 months because I was disgusted with it, but I did feel good. Excuse me. I didn't have the acid reflux. That went away. My sleep was a little bit better, not 100%. It was a little bit better. Different things happened. So I thought, well, I felt so much better on keto. So I went back to keto, and it was back then, it was actually hard to do compared to what it is now. There's so many recipes and things that you can do for keto now. But the first few weeks, you're kind of like, and you might need salt. They say you do drink a lot more water. That is something with keto I forgot about. I never used to get thirsty, and I would never drink water until I started doing keto. And all of a sudden, I had thirst for the first time in my life. So it might be that you need to have a little bit of salt. Try doing a half teaspoon of salt and water and hot water. Think about when you have a bouillon cube. We used to have that. My mom would give us a bouillon cube in hot water in the wintertime. It was like having a cup of soup, but it was like a bouillon. So if you do that, just have a half teaspoon of salt in some hot water and drink it down first thing in the morning. So first, as soon as you get up, try that and see if you don't start feeling better. But yeah, statin's bad news. Let's see. So I'm glad you're doing keto. That's awesome. And if you slip up and eat something, so there'll be times when you eat something like you'll have some mustard on a hot dog or something, and you'll just randomly pick the bottle up and start reading it. It's like, oh my gosh, this had sugar in it. Are you kidding me? Just pick up your skirts and shake them off and keep going. Just say, well, that's fine. I learned a lesson there. And you put a big black X on that bottle or whatever you got to do, and don't do it again. Or if you slip up and eat something you shouldn't one day, say that's fine. I'm not going to do that again. And I did give myself, like, at Christmas time, I'd let myself eat an orange because I love oranges. Well, one's good, one's enough. And oddly enough, at Christmas time, I never ate an orange. But I gave myself permission to once in a while, maybe every 2 or 3 months, have something I shouldn't have. And I'm lucky food didn't trigger me. If I had a donut, it wouldn't trigger me to drop everything and just go eat boxes and boxes of donuts. Some people, it does that too, but I wasn't one of them. But give yourself permission to screw up. And I mean, if it's an accident, it's an accident. Nothing you can do. Just say, okay, well, today my body got crap it shouldn't have had. Now, if you do eat something you shouldn't eat, take notice in the next several hours and the next several days. Did your joints start hurting again? Did you have headaches? Did you get an earache? Did your ears ring? Did your hair start falling out? I mean, there's all kinds of things. Did you have a hard time sleeping? Sore joints and muscles? Did you have a breakout? Did you have some kind of a breakout on your skin? Just keep notice if you screw up and eat something you shouldn't, because that happens. Like salad dressing, I avoid that. Make your own mayo. I've got a good recipe for mayonnaise. Use avocado oil, or if you have a good olive oil that is all, because it's all adulterated anymore. They put cheap oil in with it, so I don't trust olive oil anymore. But avocado oil, yeah, you can make your own mayonnaise with that. It's fast and really easy too. Okay, let's see. Eating whole foods satisfies. I actually eat less because the foods are nutrient dense. Lots of the meat when I do carnivore. Excuse me. Try and move my chat over so I can read it. You need to go this way. There we go. Just catching up on that. Carnivore and keto saved my taste buds and also helped me get off meds. Ah, Frederico, that's awesome. Yeah, your taste buds do change on those things. I got to where I noticed there's certain things they just don't. Sugar, anything sweet, even though it's keto, like Zevia, some of the flavors are seem ultra sweet to me, and it's like it. I can't drink them very well. I put them in the fridge. I'll water them down with some ice cubes. Process of changing my dish soap and laundry soap to non-toxic products. Ordered shampoo bars, non-toxic ingredients. That's good. Yeah, I've got to make some shampoo bars. I've got some good recipes. I just haven't had time to do it. In the process of changing, I already read that. Next will be the toilet paper switch. I use this. I have a septic tank, so I have to use septic safe stuff. Molly Suds makes a non-toxic stuff for dishwasher. Yeah, like I said, you can add phosphates, and the phosphates are what did the work of cleaning. And for whatever reason, they made them illegal. Anything that works, they made illegal. What are those guys doing? They must be picking up. They must be picking up the guys that were here looking. They were one of them was bent over in my yard. I caught him, both of them. I caught him out of the corner of my eye. They're underneath the walnut tree picking thing. I think they're picking up green walnuts and looking at them. They couldn't figure out what they were. Let's see. Toilet paper. I buy mine from Costco. It's septic safe. I can tell the difference. My stomach is getting flatter, which I've had issues with. Awesome, Teresa. Then you know what? You might not be feeling quite up to par yet, but what's happening there is you're probably getting you had gas because foods that you eat will ferment in your stomach and not process properly. You probably had gas in your stomach, and you do lose stomach fat too. Um, but it sounds like it's working for you, and that's great. I'm not going to weigh until 21st of August. That will be 1 month. Well, there you go. Yeah, and I'm doing it once a week because I'm doing these talks once a week. Every Saturday now, I'm pretty much just doing this, doing it, checking in with what my improvements are or what bad things. I haven't had really any improvements other than I have had the salt waters help me with energy and the ketones. The ketones are supposed to eventually help. And what I'm going to be doing. So I've got the salt water, the ketones I'm going to keep doing for a few months. They're very expensive, but I figure it's Dr. Bosworth said that is necessary to get your, it's kind of like a workaround because if you have a good liver and you don't have insulin resistance, your body makes ketones, and that's what they help burn for fuel. That's the energy source. So I'm going the back way. I am using ketones to force my insulin resistance down and clean up my liver. Oh, have a good evening. It's only 12 o'clock here. So if you're taking off, Don, thanks for being here with me. It was good talking to you. It's nice to hear what you've got to say. I think that Costco sells Molly's Suds. I'm pretty sure they do. I've seen something they have it on sale every once in a while too. Let me look real quick. I'll look for you. Molly. Can't remember how you spell it. Come on. It's not technically not a detergent. Clean cut liquid laundry detergent, juniper sandalwood. Unscented, blah, blah, blah. True Earth Eco Strips laundry detergent strips, fragrance free. Simplest laundry detergent. They have a lot of this stuff. Well, hopefully, Don, if you're still there, check out Costco. 300 loads, $29. Unscented. See, I'd add my own scent. I would add, it's a nice smell for clothes and it helps repel moths. Is a cedar, is it lavender or cedar oil? I've got that mix and it's so good. Older clean laundry detergent sheets. Got 3 pages of this stuff. Must be a big thing now. I made my own laundry detergent. Oh, here it is. Nellie's baby laundry soda. And $90. Holy cow, for 500 loads. Unscented company dishwasher tabs. Nellie's dishwasher cube. Dishwasher tabs, Blue Land. Oh, here we see. Book oxygen brightener, laundry soda. And this is probably, I'm guessing this is probably borax and washing soda. Yes, Eunice, that is a perfect easing into it like that is awesome because it's going to make you stay on it. Getting rid of the grains makes a big difference. She says getting rid of all grains for a few months before going keto made it easier for the transition, but the fat adaptation was tougher, but finally go through it. Yeah, it's like any change of eating style. You're going to have a little bit of struggle with certain things. So, but yeah, getting the grains out now, after you're on keto for a while and grain free for a while, if you have any grains, you're going to notice you'll probably get acid reflux from the glyphosate. You'll have reactions to that grain, and that's a good thing because it reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. You're cleaning up your diet. Yeah, this is high efficiency compatible, phosphate free, which I like phosphates, fragrance free, hypoallergenic, and septic safe. See, so this is it's expensive, but $90, and it does go on sale. So if you guys are interested in this, the sale price I think is usually like $20 to $30 off. And it may be cheaper if they have it at the store. It may be cheaper because they always tack on extra cost. They say shipping and handling is included, but they jack the price up too. Yeah, for pets, get the grains out of their food. Don't give them food with grain in it because it can cause seizures and cause gastric issues, hormonal issues. Cats don't eat grain, neither do dogs. So anyway, yeah, this is if you want something like this is a big tub of it. Let's see if it says what's in it. It doesn't, probably because you could make it yourself. It's got it's product careless delivery. I was like looking at the 1 stars first. Didn't work for me. I had to return the bucket. I could still smell my perfume on my clothes after washing them. Usually they don't have any smell after using my regular all free and clear detergent. My clothes stink. I've been using this detergent for about 3 weeks now. I'm noticing that my clean clothes and towels stink. I'm so bummed. I like how many loads are in the bucket. The small amount of soap used per load is small. I didn't mind that there was no fragrance. Where'd it go? Oh, but knowing that my clothes and towels are stinky is a serious disappointment. This one says, absolutely stained and ruined my cotton knit clothes. Costco refunded, but manufacturer said that use the tune never happened before and couldn't be. They grilled me with approximately 8 questions, which according to my perspective was totally questioning my integrity. In addition, the amount they recommended did not remove minor odors or stain. Beware if you do not have the conditions that work well with this product. However, no clue what they are. Yes, you can put essential oil in your detergent. You would probably want to, if you, let me think how you would do this. In the rinse cycle, just put a few drops in the rinse cycle. And don't put it, like if you've got a front load washer, don't put it in the plastic where I would open up when it just starts the rinse cycle. Mine has a stainless steel tub, and I would take a couple of drops if I was going to do it that way and just drop it on the stainless steel, pull the clothes back, put a little bit there, and then start the machine up, and that should dissipate the fragrance throughout the wash. Like the title says, this did not noticeably improve cleaning. So it was like washing with plain water. I would find granules, undissolved detergent in my machine. Yeah, so people that didn't like it really didn't like it. Damaged on delivery. That's not their fault. That sounds like you, Gavin Giant. It's no better than anything else. 800 loads, doubt it. He won't try it, but he doubts it. Okay. Yeah, so this I wouldn't buy this stuff. I'd make my own, and I did make my own, but I've got hard water. If you've got hard water, this stuff is not going to work very well for you. Made in Canada. Um, yeah, I would not try that because with hard water, you need to put like phosphates. You need phosphates for hard water and water softeners. So anyway, that's that. Ooh, they got a 1 star for OxyClean. Interesting. Max efficiency. Man, they tanked on that one. 12 reviews and all of them gave them 1 star, it looks like. Anyway, let's get out of here. Oh, hang on. I'll be right back. Anybody left? Is anybody left? I was talking to the guys. Avista, they're the. Do I have it? Oh, not there. I figure out where my. Excuse me, it's 12:30 already. I gotta get going. I can't figure out where my channel is at. Where did you go? Got detergent. Yeah, a couple of young guys there said they were just going around looking for trees that are needing cut back or cut down because, I must have closed it. My YouTube feed. Oh well. I'm gonna get out of here. Let me get out of here. You guys, I'll see you next Saturday. Have a good week and we'll talk some more. I don't even remember what I was talking about. So